One of my favorite things about a Goofy movie is how diverse its background extras are. I think incidental characters are generally meant to blend in so they don't distract from the main characters, but for some reason, this film in particular is full of crowd fillers who exude just as much personality as Max and Goofy. Almost no one here looks like a generic dog face. Someone put a lot of thought into these designs, let's celebrate them. Near the beginning of the movie, we get to hear at least a dozen kids sing a lyric of After Today. Those kids have already had their moment of fame, so I'll be highlighting this girl who never sings. I wish we had numbers like this more often, songs where lots of characters get to chime in for a verse. I find those to be some of the most fun, but they're very rare. Maybe because they force you to create too many characters. Does anyone know how they decide which characters get gloves and which ones don't? Because all the main characters have gloves except for Roxanne, but with the background characters it seems to be random. And I couldn't help but notice that this girl, just like algebra, is inconsistent. In some shots she has gloves, and in other shots she doesn't. There's probably others who are inconsistent, but she's the first one I noticed. Speaking of hands, this girl has 5 fingers. I believe she is the only character with 5 fingers. I believe this girl is a human pretending to be a dog face. That is my headcanon now. Now unfortunately something went wrong with the recording, so I don't have the whole process video for drawing this one. I promise the rest will be more complete. Moving on. On the Open Road is another fun number featuring an unnecessarily eclectic cast of characters, like this guy who's on his way to be murdered. 90s Disney was brutal, man. On to brighter things, there's this couple. I only just now learned that they have no names, Trini and Wendell. I'm also a little late to learning Trini is the same lady who sings backup at the Powerline concert. You can tell it's the same lady because she has a photo of Wendell on her dressing room mirror. Also, Wendell is a roadie. Reportedly, they were originally designed to interact with the Goofs more, but most of their bit was cut because it wasn't making people laugh. I think this is the right call, because it would have been contrived if they kept stopping at all the same spots as the Goofs. Especially considering all the other characters who keep going to the same places. Like this tall kid from Max's school who shows up at the baseball game. Or this sunbather from their neighborhood who Goofy almost runs over with a jet ski. Is the reuse of these characters probably meaningless? Yes, but it's funnier to imagine the Goofs keep disturbing the same lady while she's trying to relax. We get another group of incidentals at Lester's Possum Park. Unfortunately, these characters do not get to sing. Yodeling doesn't count. So they're a little less interesting to look at. But I did notice this guy holding the most serious looking baby I've ever seen. Looking at my drawing again, I think I made her forehead too small. Maybe I was trying too hard to make her look cute. Personally, I think giving her blonde hair and black ears was the wrong call. It makes her look like she's wearing a blonde wig over her black fur. Of course, I know literally nothing about this character, so maybe she is wearing a wig. I wouldn't put a wig on a baby myself, but that doesn't mean no one would. By the way, I'm not drawing her today, but this little girl has a perfect balance of ugly and adorable, and I love it. Actually, come to think of it, a lot of the characters here are on the ugly side. Is that intentional? Did they deliberately fill the Possum Park with unattractive people to make it slightly more unpleasant to be here? And now, justice demands I acknowledge the Nuns, the truly suspicious characters who keep showing up everywhere the goofs go. They even seem to be from the same town as them, so they must have hit the road at the same time. Are they spying on the goofs? Were they just traveling in the same direction coincidentally? Probably. Big Mouth here was hard for me to draw because she's all mouth. So yeah, I usually break a head down into simple shapes, draw those shapes, and gradually add details, but with her, it's like her head has no shape. It's all mouth. I had to draw her mouth first, and then fit everything else around it. And I think I made her mouth too small. Now, just because I don't know where else to put this, I need to draw your attention to the nightmare that is the parking around this diner. Look at this mess. Most of these poor guys are stuck here until 3 to 10 other guys decide to leave. How is the diner so uncrowded on the inside with this many trucks parked here? And with that, I've run out of things to say. Happy 30-year anniversary to everyone on the crew. Yes, I realize I'm 4 months late. Whoever decided to use a cast of snowflakes for this movie, I appreciate you especially. Take care.
Beat it, doofus!